So welcome everybody here on our Saturday call that we do each and every Saturday. And I am not in doubt that when you're wanting to grow your business, one of the most important things is to grow it here. And the speaker we have on today, his master classes that he does, they have been legendary. People are watching the things that he did years ago because he has such wisdom. He's had such experience. He's worked in the field. He's in the corporate. So he has such a well-rounded knowledge that he gives to us here for free. So if you want to grow your business, you need to be on every time he is here. So let's welcome him, the president of North American Operations, Mr. Art Jonak. Hey, Art. Okay, let's try that again. We're going to unmute Art and then say it again. Let's welcome him on here. Mr. Art Jonak.
Right.
Hi, Art.
Hi. I like this. This is the Z for free training, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. Art, it has been incredible. You can feel it's bubbling everywhere. I mean, in so many countries, also here in North America, it's just been mind-blowing. And I know that you've got even more for us to fill up our brains because we need to be ready to grow here if we're going to grow in momentum. Right.
We are, and the time is very exciting, and it's, you can feel it. We're going to a whole nother level, right? So in the United States, we've grown every year, last 4 years. ZInzino's grown globally every year for the last 4 years. And these things are hard to do in a tougher economic times and going through things like COVID, and still, ZInzino continues to move forward. And it speaks really strongly to our culture. It speaks really strongly to the problem that we're solving out there. It speaks strongly to people's needs to create an extra income, a break to zero income. And I know December was a record.
We're also attracting a lot of people. People are really noticing and seeing what we're doing. It's incredible to see that too.
It is. December was a record recruiting month for the United States. January was a record after that. February is looking incredible. Looks like it's going to break January records. You look at Canada is swinging up again. We've got Mexico is completely just doing incredible things. North America, the market here it's going to be it's already proving to be, but I think 2024 is going to be probably that breakout year. That people go, oh my gosh, the North American market is getting into balance. The North American market is understanding and catching the vision of creating an income here, that where you do the work right one time, and then you can get paid again and again and again and again for a long time, and literally decades, right? So today I wanted to cover some, you can call it onboarding, but it's more of, like, how do we bring a customer on board? What do we do with them once we have them on board? What does that look like? And when we pivot that customer to a partner, right, to paint the picture for them to be a partner. So I want to just take you through that process here today. This is a master class, so it's a note-taking class, of course. I'm going to start sharing some content if I can. Give you permission to do that. I got my pen.
Everybody was ready before you came on here. Everybody's got pen and paper ready to go.
Perfect, Carla. If you can just give me content sharing ability, and I'll go ahead and we'll start the master class here.
There you go.
All right, here we go. And there we are. Okay, so we'll start with, what are we doing here, right? What is ZInzino's purpose? What is the purpose of all of us as partners? And if we were to distill the mission down, I think one of them that we're hearing being shared more and more by Orion, Hilda, Doug, the corporate team, is to become the biggest preventative health company in the world. The biggest preventative health company in the world. And I chose this picture purposely because it almost looks like the world is burning, right? But I want you to visualize this world going from burning to being cool, right? From being in inflammation, omega-6s, to being in anti-inflammatory omega-3s. And so that's part of our mission. And the next part of the mission is to reinvent the nutritional space. And Carla, if I can have my view here so I can see when I'm holding something up. And what do we mean by reinvent the nutritional space? Maybe you've experienced this. Maybe you've had a moment, or maybe your mom has, or an aunt, or yourself, and you go to the nutritional store, right? You go to the local nutrition store, or maybe you go to your grocery store, and you're like, okay, I have got to get serious about my health. And so you go there and you pick this plastic bottle of stuff and that plastic bottle of stuff and this juice and that powder. And then you go to the checkout counter and it's a couple $100, maybe $400 or $500, and they put it in a bag. You come home, you put that bag on your kitchen counter, you start taking out all this stuff to put into your shelf because you want to be proactive about your health. And as you're looking at it, you're thinking, what do I do with this, right? So when we take the nutritional space from being guess-based to test-based, people are going to take the space more seriously. So the old space world of nutrition was, I hope it works. Maybe it's working. I've tried so many different things. Maybe I should up my dosage. Maybe I should reduce my dosage. Maybe I should cycle this thing in and cycle that thing out. It's so confusing that some people, even though they want to be healthy, even though they love the nutrition space, they become a little bit jaded. They become a little bit of, man, I don't even know what to do, right? And so if we look at this as a new profession, not the old way we were guessing how much of a vitamin we need, guessing which supplements to bring home in the grocery bag, resorting to endless Google searches once we bring them home to try to figure out what to take, how much to take, up my dosage, reduce my dosage. Carla, you've been through this, right? Like, this is the life of us and been down the nutritional space before we were able to test, not guess. And so we're reinventing that space. We're literally reinventing the entire nutritional supplement space. And that should excite you. And then the mission is to measurably move the dial on public health globally. What do we mean? Measurably, of course, because we're testing, not guessing. We've got the vitamin D test, right? And during this, especially the winter seasons, you've got to know your vitamin D levels. It's really important. So test, don't guess. We've got our HbA1c test, basically a pre-diabetes test. You've got to know if you're pre-diabetic or not, because if you know, that's reversible. But if it gets worse, it's going to be much harder. And then we have the balance test right now. And then we've got a new test coming up this year, right? So we want to measurably move the dial on public health globally. When we know we can test, not guess, when we can show people that they need a product and then we show them a solution, we're not just giving them the headache. And then 2 months later, 4 months later, depending on which product it is, you can see that the products are working for you. That's going to move the dial on public health in a positive direction. So I shared this quote before, and it's from Frank Kimbrough, one of our partners. He's in Detroit right now doing meetings after meetings after meetings. I'm seeing the photos that he's posting. And he says, if they think you're coming to them about the money, they might miss the mission, right? So we want to make sure that as we're presenting the products and then the business to people, let's not gloss over what the mission is. Let's not gloss over how important the problem is that we're solving. Because most people that say yes to the opportunity, Carla, they say yes once they understand the big problem that we're solving, right? To go straight into the money without really understanding the balance test, without really internalizing how important it is to get every cell in your body into balance, then the business isn't as exciting. They may not be as motivated. And I don't know if you're seeing that, Carla. I'm certainly seeing that, right? Being able to show the problem first. What is the solution? How are we solving that? And that's why it's a business opportunity. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to take you through here today. Yeah, so you're seeing that as well, right, Carla?
Absolutely. Spot on.
So we'll start with a little bit of a recap from the last time I was with you, Carla, where we were talking about the omega-6 and the omega-3, right? I'm going to go through it a little bit quickly. And this beginning part, I'm going to go through rather quickly as if you're a prospect. And then if you want to know more details about this beginning part, you can go to my last masterclass that I did with Carla. And there we spent 40 minutes going through this beginning part, okay? So for those of you that are new, maybe you didn't see that one, just understand I'm going to go rather quickly in the beginning here because we've already kind of covered it in a masterclass last time we were together. So number one, there's two types of prospecting, what we would call talking to candidates. Candidates are people that can become customers. Candidates are people that can become partners. And we love the word partners, right? Sometimes in direct selling, We hear the words distributor. Sometimes we hear the different words, and the word partner is just such a perfect word for people who partner with us to share the mission, to become missionaries in helping get the world into balance. So when we're talking to people, we can either be passively prospecting or actively prospecting. And my suggestion to you, just try it on like a jacket. If it fits, use it. If not, do something else. But passive prospecting, the way that it looks, Carla, is that you and I are in a conversation, right? Either you're an existing friend or a new friend, and we're building rapport, we're building know, like, and trust. And as we're having conversations, maybe over a week, a month, 2 months, whatever that looks like, I'm sitting there waiting with bated breath. I hope Carla, at some point in our conversation, brings up her health. I hope Carla, at some point in our conversation, decides to say, hey, I'm being proactive about my health. I'm thinking about what to do for myself so I have a better life going forward in my health side. Or we're waiting with bated breath for Carla to say, hey, Art, I think I should be making more money. I'm not getting ahead financially faster. And if we're doing that, it'll work because eventually the conversations should steer towards that, but it could take a while. Active prospecting means that we're in a conversation, I'm talking with Carla, and I'm actively pushing the conversation at some point towards health, better health. What are you doing to take care of your health? Here's what, that kind of conversation. And we're also actively steering the conversation towards finances, of basically saying, thinking about what are the things that you enjoy doing? Are you doing those things enough? Would you like to do more of the things you enjoy doing? What does that mean? Oh, it means that you need some more income. Fantastic, right? We're steering the conversation. And if you get into active prospecting mode and you create that habit, then 2024 is going to be much more successful for you faster, if that makes sense. So keep that in mind. And so ZInzino, and you guys can screenshot this, right? Like ZInzino is a solutions-based company. What does that mean? It means that people out there have problems. And when they have a problem around health, be it because they're already experiencing a problem with their health, or they're actively got all the products, from the health food store on their kitchen counter, and they don't know what to do. So they've got a problem of, what do I take? What does work? What works? Or people have a challenge with their finances. They need to make more money. They need to make more passive money, where they can break the zero, do the work right one time and get paid again and again for a long time. Maybe they need more money for retirement, right? And ZInzino is a solutions-based company. People have a problem. You find out through conversation what those problems are. You ask them if they want to do something about it, and then you invite them to take a look at the ZInzino solutions based on their health, or helping tackle the problems on their income side, right? Because ZInzino offers both. So real quick on the product side, this is so key. If you ask the wrong question, the answer doesn't matter, right? So if we go to a health practitioner who already believes in better nutrition, Carla, and you take the test, and all of a sudden he says, hey, your triglycerides are too high, for example, and then they will say, take 1,000 milliliters of fish oil, or take 2,000 milliliters if your body can handle it. And in that prescription, in that direction that he or she is giving you, we already know they're asking the wrong question. The question in their mind is, how many milliliters of fish oil should my patient take? And if you ask the wrong question, the answer doesn't matter. The right question is what you're doing getting you into balance, omega balance? And if you ask the right question, then you can't unsee it, right? And so how do we explain that pretty quickly? Well, here's the thing. In the United States, Canada, Mexico, probably globally, people like to learn. They like to learn new information. They're open to learning, but they want you to get to the point quickly, right? Teach me something, but don't take too long. Don't meander. Don't go down the rabbit hole of too much data. And so here's the simple explanation. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's up in Chicago, Brian Big B, and his wife. And at some point we're talking about, how do we know we're being successful? We know we're being successful when what we're sharing becomes monotonous, right, Carla? When it feels like we're sharing it over and over and over the same thing. But there is money to be made in monotony, right? The beautiful part, monotony means you're doing the same thing over and over, and maybe you're getting a little tired of it. Like Taylor Swift singing the same songs in her concert, those are the same songs over and over and over again. Maybe it gets monotonous for her, but she still gives it her all because it delivers value to her customers, her fan base, and it makes her money, right? So that's the thing. And so here on this side of it, this is getting monotonous, which is a very good thing. How many times a day do I share this? It must be a minimum 5 times a day, like minimum. And what do I share? And the conversation, if I'm being actively prospecting and the conversation gets to the health, I'm going to say, Carla, here's one thing I found out that made a difference for me in my health. Imagine this right here is a cell, and we'll call it an omega-6. I didn't know what an omega-6 was, but what I found out is that it's an essential fatty acid. Essential means my body has to have it. If I don't have it, my body dies, I die. And number 2, my body doesn't make it. So I have to get it from my food or from my supplements. And in omega-6, what I found out, Carla, is that it's an inflammatory essential fatty acid. It's critical in our body. If you cut your finger, you start bleeding. And if you don't have an omega-6, you're going to bleed to death, right? So omegas are essential. We don't want to get rid of them. And then over here, I've got an omega-3. And omega-3 is also essential. It's an essential fatty acid. Our body has to have it. If we don't have it, we die. And number 2, our body doesn't make it. So we have to get it from our food or our supplementation. And this is an anti-inflammatory essential fatty acid. So they're almost identical, except one is inflammatory, the omega-6, and one is anti-inflammatory, the omega-3, right? That's it. And I share this over and over and over and over, and I share it with enthusiasm, right? Because this is so critical for them to understand. They have to understand that here's what we found out, is with the help of this test called a balance test, and I show them the test, just like I'm showing you the test right now on the Zoom, is that there's a company that does a balance test that tests different markers of essential fatty acids. And one of those markers is your ratio of how many omega-3s you have compared to omega-6s, right? And the ideal ratio is for every one of these anti-inflammatory omega-3s, you should have no more than 3 inflammatory omega-6s, 3 to 1. But here's the challenge. What the tests are showing us after 1.2 million tests globally is that in Europe, the ratio is 1 to 15. For every one of these anti-inflammatory omega-3s, an average person in Europe has 15 inflammatory omega-6s. And that is just flat out dangerous. And it gets worse. In the United States, the ratio is not 1 to 15. It's 1 omega-3 anti-inflammatory, and the average American has 25 inflammatory omega-6s. Talk about danger zone. You see, when that happens in the cell membrane of every one of your omegas, of your cells become a little bit more hard and rigid when they're out of balance. Bad things can't get out as easily, and good things can't get in. When you're in balance, 3 to 1 or better, the cell membranes become fluid. They become malleable. So good things can get in and bad things can get out. As you can tell, having too many inflammatory omega-6s either is already causing problems in your health right now, Carla, or it will. Now, that's my personal belief. And I think, Carla, you would agree with that based on how many customers and people that you've talked to that weren't in balance and then they were, right?
Absolutely.
So either they're seeing a challenge already because it's just flat out dangerous, or they will. So we need to take care of that. So the critical question, the screenshot is what you are doing getting you into omega balance. And what I mean is what you're doing is the food that you're eating, is your exercise program, whatever it is that you're doing, is it getting you into that critical 3 to 1 balance? And if you're out of balance, problems are already there or they're coming. And you've got to really believe that. And I think the more and longer you're in ZInzino, the more you help people, the more you start to realize this is exactly what we're doing. So we got to switch that critical question. I was talking to Frank this week, and here's one thing he said, and I thought it was just so neat way to look at it. He said, it would be insane 10 years from now not to test first. And when he said that, of course it makes sense, right? What's not going to change in 10 years? 10 years from now, people will, of course, want to know if they need a product or not. Test, don't guess. Then they're going to want to know if a product works or not. They're going to want to test, prove it. And in 10 years from now, it'll probably be 100% common practice that you would test first to find out if you need something. That's where we're going. And I think every single person watching this right now is probably going to nod and go, yeah, that's where we're heading. So it would be insane 10 years from now not to test first. The reality is it's insane today not to test first as well. That's where we're heading. So what do? We test, don't guess, test, don't guess. How many times a day, Carla, do you say that?
I don't think I could count them. There's a
Yeah,
lot.
exactly. I can ask Carla that because I know she's saying it 10, 15, 20 times a day.
Mhm.
Is it monotonous, Carla? Are you getting a little bit like, man, how many times do I have to say this?
Nope, because I know how important it is, and I know that that may make such a huge difference to the next person I say it to.
Right. So Carla's enthusiastically excited, just like Taylor Swift is excited to sing that song to that stadium because she knows this person, this group, they came here to see this. And Carla knows the more she shares this, the more likely it is that some people are going to start doing it. They're going to start seeing results. And the feeling that she gets when somebody comes back and says, Carla, I'm so glad that you told me about the balance oil because here's what's happened to me. Here's what happened to my husband. Here's what happened to my mom. Here's what happened to my sister, my neighbor, my relative, my coworker. Those stories are priceless. So even though we're repeating the same thing over and over, and that's the beauty of it, is that you don't have to learn a new presentation every day. You don't have to mix it up every Zoom call. You can just keep saying the same thing over and over and over again, and that's going to build you a big business. So here's the goal. Take a screenshot of this. A lot of people out there, Carla, they're going from hope. Man, I hope that there's a nutritional supplement that can help me with this because the alternatives, prescription drugs, surgery, uncomfortable life, pain in my life, that's not going to be fun. And so we're going to have to go from hope, I hope this works, to man, I believe this works, to knowing it works with a test, right? And you know it works after you help enough people get results. So the goal is to accelerate the time it takes for a person, a customer, or a partner on your team to go from I hope this works to I believe this works to I know it works. And ZInzino's got the big built-in advantage of these tests, right? It's easier to go quickly from hope to belief to knowing when we can show them blood-based test results. The same holds true later. I'll talk about going from hope that I can break the zero check where I can do the work right one time and get paid over and over again to I believe I can do it, to knowing that I can do it because I'm already doing it, right? Hope to belief to knowing, absolutely critical. So here's the monotonous part. Tell the story, educate. Use third-party tools when possible, right? Send them the Hilda Sala video. Send them the how to take the test video. Offer people a choice. If they feel like you're being pushy, they're going to say, hey, stop being pushy. And you're going to say, I'm sorry. I'm just really excited about this. I know what it's done for me. I know what it's done for my friends, relatives, neighbors, family. But I didn't mean to be pushy. I'm only here to offer you a choice. And the moment you say that, they go, oh, okay. And then follow up. Either they've taken the test or they haven't. And if they don't, you're going to love them enough to follow up periodically, whatever that looks like for that person, maybe every week, maybe every month, maybe every quarter, or maybe every year, whatever that looks like. But you're going to persistently follow up until they take the test because you love them enough. You care about them enough to do that. We're just there to offer them a choice. But I will not give up on somebody that I care about. Flat out won't do it. I know Carla won't give up on somebody she cares about. She's going to be persistent until they say, fine, I'll take the blood test, right? So that's where we are. So how do we create customers for life? We're going to be offering people nutrition for life. Like this balance oil product, when you're out of balance, this is a 1 second solution, a 1 second shot, a balance shot that you can take in 1 second, boom, you're done. And if you can do that, then you've got your nutrition for life. Now, you're going to have to take the shot for the rest of your life unless you find a way through your nutrition and have amazing discipline to get into balance without the shot. So we're offering nutrition for life. This Xenobiotic, what an incredible product, right? These prebiotics, getting your gut into proper balance. Nutrition for life. The Extend Plus product. This is something that you would take for the rest of your life. The Viva. I mean, how many people, Carla, do you know that say, I can't live without Viva? They get in a panic when they open the cupboard in their kitchen and it's gone, right? It's just absolutely a product for life.
Absolutely.
So if we,
It's a product. Viva means life, and people tell me all the time, this has given me my life back. And this is powerful.
right. So they're going to order it forever. Like, even if the business opportunity disappeared, which is not, because it's one of our beautiful parts of our DNA here, is people would still want these products. They still want to order, them. 85% of all orders, Carla, globally, from every warehouse in the world that leaves ZInzino, it goes to end customers. These are customers that are happily taking products. They're not partners, they're end customers. It's even higher in the United States. So how do we help people recognize that this is not something they're going to take for 4 months only, or a month? And by the way, I'm a big believer in what Orient Sala teaches. And he says, look, if somebody wants to just take this product for a month, I don't even want them as a customer. And what he means by that is that it's not going to, they might see a result, but it's designed for 120 days minimum, because it takes 120 days for your red blood cells to regenerate. Then you can believe that's because how God created us, or you can believe that because of evolution. But either way, no matter what you believe, it's 120 days. So you've got a minimum commit to 4 months, or insist on 6 months, so that you can see the product working, so you can have the before and the after, so you can see it. Otherwise, it might even hurt the ZInzino brand if you just want it for a week or a month, right? So we want to design the belief from hope to belief to knowing that these products are doing incredible things for them, and that they're going to commit to taking them forever. And that's the reality. But here's the thing. If you start creating customers that are forever customers, and that's what we can call them, forever customers, what does that mean to your ZInzino commission check? It becomes a forever commission check, right? So not all customers are going to stay forever, but there are certainly ones that do, and there are more and more of them. So what can we do proactively to create more forever customers? And I got to write that down. It's just such a good term. Well, I remember that, forever customer. So let's take a look at retention.
I like it. Forever customers.
Forever customers, right? Like they're not all going to be there, but we're certainly, the goal is to find as many of them as we can. And Carla, you have a lot of forever customers in your team, right?
And it's just, if people understand what this is about, they all want to be on it. And if they understand the first test, they get excited about the second test. And if you show them the first test and the second test, Art, then you have the forever customer. Period.
Forever customer, exactly. So a very critical part is the test. That's what helps to go from hope to belief to knowing, right? Just keep that in mind. Hope to belief to knowing. Where is my candidate, either the customer candidate or a partner candidate, in that cycle? Are they still just hoping? Okay, great. Let's got to move them to believing. And are they in the belief? Great. Let's move them to knowing, right? Hope to belief to knowing. Hope to belief to knowing. Just kind of keep that as a counter in your head as you're talking to the different candidates that are thinking about becoming customers, thinking about becoming partners, or existing customers and existing partners. We still got to get them to the knowing phase. So retention means how long customers stay with you. So let's talk about retention, just to give you an idea. Existing Omega users, people who already take Omegas, people who already take fish oil, there's about 500 million people that already use Omegas, probably 50 million that do so monthly, right? A huge number. And it's growing by 8% a year. This category of people, this group of people already believe in the science. Somewhere in their past, they've decided to take Omegas because they ran across something or somebody, or they listened to a podcast and something said, I need to add this to my nutritional regimen. So they've already made a decision. And our job is very straightforward. It's to helping them move up in quality, right? Because most likely what they've chosen isn't getting the job done. What's the critical question? Is what you're doing getting you into Omega balance, right? And most likely what they're taking is not getting them there. So we just have to simply educate, Omega-6, Omega-3, hold up the fist, explain it, get them tested, let the test do the talking for you, right? Once they see it, once they understand the right question, they can't unsee it. They can't just think, oh, how many DHAs am I taking? How many milliliters am I taking? That's old science, right? That's behind us. The future is it getting you into balance? So this group of people, when you tell the stories well enough and you educate them well enough and they take down the test, this is a very high retention group. These people tend to stay and use the products for a really long time. Number two is people that are nutritional supplement users. These are people that already take vitamin D, maybe a multivitamin, maybe they're taking some kind of nutritional supplement already, but they're not taking omegas. They're not taking fish oil. So this is about 1 billion people who already use nutritional supplements. It's growing because it's becoming very popular for people to say, hey, Carla, what nutritionals are you taking? Like, that's kind of the same as what movie did you go see? Like, it's coming up in conversations over and over and over again. So they've also already made a decision to take nutritional supplements, to be proactive about their health. And our job now is to help them move up in quality, which is start testing, not guessing, and educate them on getting into balance. Because when they're into 3-to-1 balance, those other nutritional supplements that they're taking will work better. Because remember, when you're in balance and your cell membrane becomes fluid and malleable, so good things can get in easier and bad things can get out easier, the toxins. If it's hard and rigid, it doesn't matter what you're taking because it's not going to work as effectively. So we just got to tell that story, get them tested, let the test do the talking, let the results do the talking, and then you've got another group of people that are going to take the product for a long time. Existing omega users will stick around longer than nutritional supplement users, but not by much, right? So those two categories right there is over 1 billion people. If we just did 1% of them, Carla, it's a $10 billion company easily, right? Number three are people that don't take omegas, the people that don't take nutritional supplements, but they are healthy diet believers. That's about 1.5 billion people. These are people that have decided to take some kind of a specialized diet for their health. Maybe they're going to say, I'm going to need to eat this much protein a day. Maybe they're cleaning out and not having as much sugar. Maybe they're doing something around, whatever specific thing that they're trying to avoid, gluten, but they've specialized the diet. So they're aware enough that being proactive about what you eat can create a result for your long-term health. And this category is going to take a little bit more work, right? Because we've got to help them understand that maybe their food isn't getting them into balance. We've got to help them create a habit of taking a nutritional supplement. But again, this category, when we do the right job right, also tends to stick around a really long time. So we're putting it in order. Existing omega users, the highest retention. Ones who take nutritional supplements but don't take omegas, second highest retention. People that don't take omegas or nutritional supplements but have specialized diets will be the third highest retention. And then the final category, Carla, and you've run across these people, like we all have, everybody on this call has, is people that just don't care about their health yet. And you got to scratch your head and go, really? But they are out there. And here, again, if you love them, care about them, then you're going to, over time, educate them. And this is going to take a little bit longer. The people who don't care about their health, maybe you've convinced them to take the balance oil, and they're the ones that'll take it once in a while, and they'll forget it's on their shelf. And then the third auto ship comes and they go, oh, I still have 2 bottles. And then they cancel their auto ship because they're like, I got too much product, because they didn't develop the habit. They haven't gone from hope to belief to knowing yet. So now we're going to have to re-educate them, tell them to start taking their oil again. Then they run out of those 2 bottles, and now they order a second time. They get on subscription a second time. And the second time they get on subscription, they tend to hang around longer. And if they drop off one more time because they haven't quite gone to knowing yet, when we help them get to knowing, and this takes effort, when they get on auto ship the third time, they become lifetime, right? So those take a lot more work. So that's who we're looking for, right? In this order, for your lifetime customers. And then, as Carla mentioned, that one of the absolute critical parts of lifetime forever customers is the customers who take the before test, find out if you need the product, if you're out of balance, take the product for 4 months, and in month 5, take the second test. And if they take a before test and an after test, Carla, as you mentioned, and you know so clearly, and everybody on this call who's done it with their customers knows so clearly, that retention rate is very high, right? Those customers stick. So customers for life. We talked about which categories tend to be more for life. What does the customer care side look like? And I was in Florida, and Diamond partner Michaela Morel came in from Arizona, and she did a fantastic presentation on the products. And then she shared one slide, and in the bottom left corner of the slide, there was these steps on how she takes care of her customers. And I was looking at that, I said, okay, we have to bring that forward and shine a spotlight on what she's doing and share it. And I'm going to share that, parts of it. I've modified a little piece of it that you can use this for your customers. And again, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. If you can try it, if it's working, continue to do it. If you have something better, do the thing that's better, right? So here's active customer care. Number one, day one, when they're ready, we're going to enroll them as a customer on a subscribe and save program, a subscription program. So what does that look like? We've already told them about omega-6, omega-3. We've told them about the test. We've told them our personal story. My test results were 20-1. When I found out I was 20-1, I was so disappointed in myself because I knew that my wife and my children were also out of balance, and that was on me, right? Tell the story. Then we're going to get them tested in the United States, and you need to know this for every country that you're calling in from, right, or watching this from, is the United States, the test is $185. This is the monotonous part again, but it's part that makes money. $185 for the test retail. If you agree to get one bottle a month, $42 a month on subscription, auto ship, then the test is only $99, right? And the company will give you a bottle of Balance Oil for free. $99, you get a test and a Balance Oil bottle. It's a fantastic offer. It's one of the best customer value propositions in all of nutrition in the United States. Then if you take your product the second month and the third month and the fourth month, that's 120 days, right? Now your red blood cells have regenerated, and the company sends you a second test in month 5 completely free, another $185 test. So really what you're getting, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, is you're getting 2 tests and a bottle for $99 as long as you stay on auto ship for a minimum of 4 months. So we explain it. Then I make sure that I explain this. This is the balance shot, right? I say, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, some customers, they just drink this straight out of the bottle because this is the best tasting oil out there. Orange, lemon, mint, grapefruit, right? We got all these cool flavors. But some people prefer to take it in a different way because maybe they don't not quite ready to drink it yet straight. And here's the great thing. You can find a shot glass, put some water or fresh squeezed orange juice in that shot glass. Our family uses fresh squeezed orange juice. You pour a little bit of that in there. Then you pour the Balance Oil on top based on your weight, because a linebacker was going to need more product than a ballerina. And then you'll see that golden, beautiful oil come here. So it's about 3/4 of the way full, 2/3 of the way full. And then you just, boom, throw it back. It's a balance shot. It takes 1 second a day. 1 second a day to take care of one of their biggest health challenges out there, right? Which is having way too many inflammatory omega-6s. You can actually, if you're on Instagram, go to #BalanceShot, type that in, and you'll see tens of thousands of photos and videos of people all over the world taking their shot, right? People love doing that. So I make sure when I'm onboarding the customer that I'm explaining this, because even if I drink it straight from the bottle, it doesn't mean that they will, right? And we want to create a habit that after 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 months, then it's really easy for them to take. I make sure that I cover the health protocol, right? We want to cover the xenobiotic. We want to cover the Extend. That's around $100. That takes care of 90% of their nutritional needs. I cover the customer rewards program, letting them know that they get the equal amount of their shipping cost in rewards every single month that they can use for free product later. And then I also mentioned, hey, by the way, Carla, there is a way for you to get your product for free where you only pay shipping. And I explained that. So basically you can refer people to me and I can help them become customers. And if you do that and you have 4 people that use the equivalent of what you're using or more, your products can be free. So that's the enrollment process. Week number 3, which is about 15 business days, right? Their test results are going to be ready. So proactively reach out and make sure that we're going through those test results with them. This is one of the easiest follow-up calls you can make because most people want to know their results. I mean, Carla, how easy is it to let somebody know your results are in? You want to go through them?
They're excited about it.
Easy. They're excited. That's like almost 100% call that people are going to take. So you're going to review those results in week 3. 97% of people in the world failed those, 99% in the US. If they happen to pass the test, hey, they get a refund on their test. Fantastic, right? If they didn't, then already we've got them on the product and we're going to say, hey, bad news, you got a lot of red here, you got a lot of yellow here. Good news, 1 second shot a day and we can take care of it in 120 days. Unlike a lot of the doctor results that we get where they go, bad news, Carla, bad news, bad news. And then we say, what do we do? And they go, I'm not really sure, or take this prescription drug, right? Yeah, that's not what we want to hear. Here, the good news is we can help you in 120 days. So month 2, and I love what Michaela says here, it's kind of like a touch base call. In month 2, you reach out just to make sure that they are actively taking the product, right? So they didn't forget to take it, or maybe they haven't developed the habit yet, and they go, oh, I've taken it only twice this week. Okay, and then re-emphasize the importance of taking it every day. It's a 1-second shot, touch base to make sure that they're consuming the product, that they're adhering to what they should be taking, so that we get a good second test. Month 5, they're going to get this second test for free. So let's make sure in month 5 that we help them take the test, remind them to take the test. There's a lot of times I'll call somebody and say, oh, I got my second test. And I'll say, what'd you do with it? Oh, it's still in my kitchen cabinet somewhere. No, reach out and say, hey, your test is about to come, or it just came. Let's make sure that we take it again. Do you remember how to take it? Here's a video on how to do it. Let's find out where you are in the balance right now. And by that time, you can probably hear a testimonial from them. A lot of people say, oh, I think this is working, or I know this is working, or wow, this is happening. And we've got a story. It's fantastic. Month 7, touch base again. Now the ZinoCash, the ZInzino rewards, they're going to get extra, right? So initially they're getting the same amount as their shipping price. And then month 7, they're going to get 10% of their entire order in addition to their shipping price in ZInzino rewards. So month 7, they've probably accumulated enough ZinoCash, ZInzino rewards, to try some new products or to buy some extra product for their family. So let's make sure they know how to do that. Let's make sure they know where to find how much they have. And then remind them, hey, you now in month 7, you're earning even more ZInzino rewards, 10% of your entire order. So it's good news. And then month 12, give them a call. I don't know what I missed this, but month 12, give them a call to follow up, see how they're doing, and then continue to ask for referrals, right? Hey, now that you've taken the product, you see what it's doing, who do you know that could benefit from this as well? Who do you know that might be suffering because they have too many omega-6s in their system? Would it be okay if you referred them to me, and I'm going to treat them as well as I treated you? And by the way, if they become customers, you're going to be closer to getting your products for free, right? That would be month 12. So if you ask the wrong question, the answer doesn't matter, right? That's the key. And when you help customers recognize that the right question is, am I getting into balance or not how many milliliters, or should I not take omegas? They can't unsee it, right? Oh, here's the 12 months. Sorry, I just had a slide in the wrong way. So month 12, connect, get referrals. So take a screenshot of this. You can try this out. I love it. And maybe you need to adjust it, or maybe your team has a better way. I'm just giving you an idea of what an active customer care program could look like for you. And this is in addition to ZInzino providing the products, of providing customer support and so forth. So ZInzino is a solutions-based company. As we wrap up here, let's take a look at what that looks like on the opportunity side, on the business side. So we talked about ZInzino as a solutions-based company for people's health concerns, or their questions, or their unknowing, what do I do with all these bottles that I bought at the health food store? We are getting rid of a lot of that, right? We're going with test-based. Let's find out if you need a product. Let's help you take the product, and then let's prove to you the product works, right? This is so much easier. We're reinventing the space. On the business side, here's what we do. We're solving a massive existing problem. It may not be visible, right? We went through COVID. We all learned about the word comorbidity, right? Comorbidities are scary. These are things that we don't want to have. And one of them, in my opinion, is when you have way too many omega-6s versus omega-3s in every cell of your body. I believe that is one of the most dangerous things that can be happening in your health right now. But it's not maybe visible. Like some people may say, oh, my hands hurt. There's some signals that may be happening for them. Other people, they haven't seen the negative results yet, but they're coming. It's a quiet problem. It's an untalked about problem. It's a problem that most people know that having too many inflammatories in their body is probably bad for them, but they don't know how to find out if they have too many. They don't know what to do if they find out that they do have too many. And deep down inside, Carla, this may be true for you as well, 95% of people who I ask to take the test go, oh, I'm not going to do well on that test. That's one of their immediate responses. Oh, I know I'm not going to do well, right? So subconsciously, they already know that the food they're eating isn't like it's hurting them. So we're solving a massive existing problem. And when you're talking to potential partners, it's important for them to, yes, understand that the founders have incredible resilience. You can never bet against Orion and Hilda. I've seen them go through crazy obstacles in their lives, and they've never backed down. They've always overcome. We know that the company is extremely solid. You can publicly trade it, right? It solves a lot, but what's the problem that we're solving? If the problem that we're solving is an energy stick packet that makes people give them a little bit 5% more energy, I'm out. It's got to be a significant problem. And we are solving one of the biggest problems in people's health right now. We're test, don't guess. Memorize that. Test, don't guess. 100% of people should take this test. 100% of people will get results on this product, because on the second test, they will see that as long as they're taking the product as this directed. 99% of people in the United States fail this test. 97% of people globally fail the test. This is a huge market. This is a huge thing that we're helping solve. So imagine if you could offer a product that everybody in the world needs before they knew they needed it. Like, imagine, that's kind of the dream. If you're an entrepreneur, that would be the dream. If only I could have a product that everybody needs, Carla, but before they knew they needed it, because then I could bring it to them and I could make a lot of money in that process. Well, guess what we have? We have a product that, we have a problem that everybody has, 97%, let's say. We have a product that everybody needs. We prove it with a test, and we're educating them before they know it. But once they see it, they can't unsee it. Once they see that the right question is, are you getting into mega balance? They can't unsee it. So it sticks with them forever. It's a product that offers a solution to a massive, existing, and dangerous problem that 97% of people in the world face. 99% in the United States. And we have a solution to this. Once they see it, they can't unsee it. It doesn't mean they're going to become a customer for life right away, but they can't unsee it. They know that they have a problem, and they know that there's a solution. They have to decide, once given the choice, are they going to do something about it? So we're taking a concept from innovation to becoming a trend. Innovation is, hey, most people haven't heard of this yet. But over time, like in Norway, we've tested over 1% of the population. In Germany, we're at about 0.3% of the population. We're on our way to 1%, much bigger market. A trend is when people go from, oh, I haven't heard of that, or that's new, to saying, Carla, I need that, right? You're not even having to educate them. They've heard about it. It's become a trend. And they're like, Carla, can I get the omegas from you, right? It's your neighbor saying, oh, I think I ran out of omegas. Carla, you're with ZInzino, right? Can I get them from you? We're going from innovation to trend. We're going and taking a concept that's obscure, meaning that less than 1% of a population has heard of it, and we're popularizing it. And when you talk about wealth creation, wealth is created when you help take a product that's an innovation to becoming a trend. Wealth is created when you take a product that's obscure and you popularize it. And that's exactly what we're doing. So inside ZInzino, you can make money with customers. The more customers you make, the more income you make, the more lifetime forever customers you have, the more long-term forever money you make. Very simply put, the more customers you have, the more you get paid. The less customers you have, the less you get paid. You can also create customers by enrolling other partners into the business. People that see the opportunity here, recognize that 99% of people have a problem. We have a solution that they haven't heard about. All we have to do is educate them monotonously, omega-3, omega-6, omega-3, omega-6, test, don't guess, over and over and over and over again. We're going to find other people who want to do the same thing, who want to break the zero, basically do the work right one time, and they get paid again and again and again and again on the work that they did that one time. At some point, you can become a diamond. What is a diamond? Well, a diamond is a position in the company that you earn about $1,000 every week. You earn $230 towards a phone bonus, but you can use it for whatever you want. And then you earn $1,150 a month for a car bonus. So you're looking at around $4,500 to $5,000 a month in extra income. That's why you would become a diamond, based on customers in your organization, right? Most importantly, the customers that are ordering. And how do you become a diamond? Well, number one, you sign up for something called Z for Free. Z for Free is a way to get your product and some other benefits to help you build your business. So that's number one. Pick a balanced product to get on that you're going to use yourself. The another nice thing about Z for Free is that pretty quickly your Z for free can be free, right? So initially you're going to pay for it, but it can very, very quickly be free. Number two, take a pack. What is a pack? A pack is a partner kit, right? So we have different levels of partner kits depending on what you can afford, how you want to start. The best partner kit is the ultimate partner kit. Ultimate partner kit. And the ultimate partner kit is about $1,000. You get about $3,500 worth of product in there. It's a business in a box. You open it up, you've got some sample, one of every product, and then the rest is there to help you go create customers. And here's the great thing about the ultimate partner pack is that we can show you how to get that for free as well. So if over the next 12 months, you go what we call A-team, which basically means that you've got your Z for free in place and you got 25 products being shipped to your subscription customers, or auto ship, or your subscribe and save customers, 25 products, not 25 customers, in month 12, then in month 13, you actually get the ultimate partner kit back for free, right? You're going to get a refund on that. And then number 4, start to learn the business. We've got an express start book. We've got some amazing tools. We've got amazing support, and help 4 partners that you enroll in the business. Partners are people that are going to be building a business. Help them earn about an extra $400 a week from their growing team. So it's not a $400 a week just from their customers, but it's from their growing team, right? There's got to be some structure in place, basically executives. But they may not know what an executive is, but they can see this. That's how you become a diamond. And some people say, well, I need to earn more. Great. Here's something called Crown. Why become a Crown? Well, a Crown earns about $3,000 every week, and they get $1,380 in monthly lifestyle bonuses, the car and the phone bonus. So that's significant income. And how do you become a Crown? Step 1, get on Z for free, right? Make sure you're taking the product. Eventually, you can get that for free pretty quickly. We can show you how. Number 2, pick a pack. We recommend the Ultimate Partner Kit because you can get your money back on that in month 13 if you go 18. And then number 4, help 4 partners earn about an extra $1,000 a week from their team, right? So you're going to help 4 people become diamonds, and then you become a Crown. And all of that is based on customers that are loving the products, loving the results. They're becoming forever customers, right? That recognize what this is, that are bringing you referrals. And there's this compounding effect, this flywheel effect, this accumulating advantage that at some point your team is going to get so big, so full of testimonials that even if you decided to quit and try to sabotage your team, you couldn't kill it. Now, how cool of a business is that? So we want partners to go from hoping that this works. I hope I can get ahead financially using ZInzino. I hope by helping other people get into balance, getting on the health protocol. I hope that that can turn into an income for me. And then they start earning an income and they're going, wow, I'm believing that this really works. And then over time, they're going to say, you know, my normal was having to start from zero from financially every single month. And my new normal now is I don't even remember how long ZInzino's been sending me a weekly and a monthly check. And now they know. They know that this works. And then it's their choice if they want to scale it. If they want to go from 1,000 a month to 10,000 a month, from 10,000 a month to 50,000 a month. That's now up to them, but they know that it works. And Carl, I tell people I see the future. I see it in so many ways, right? Taking this from obscure to popularized. But I could also tell you where I see the future. If you tell the story enough times and you get enough people tested and on the product, here's the future I can tell you, is that a whole bunch of them are going to start to see results. A whole bunch of them are going to start having testimonials. And where testimonials are, the business will grow. Where testimonials pop up, the business will grow. So try to get as many testimonials as you can. And I'll tell you, I see the future where the testimonials pop up, and I can see the future. The more tests that are done, the more testimonials, the more business will happen, the more referrals. So in the life of a customer, in my view, when it comes to their health, no one even comes close to doing what ZInzino is doing. And I hope you believe it. I hope you own that. Like if you have the conviction of that, it's really easy to go talk to people. And in the life of a partner, there's no one who gets a home like they get in ZInzino. ZInzino is an incredible long-term home for people that want to go create impact, create a change, move the dial on public health, and in the same time start to break the zero, start to create an income that comes in month after month after month after month after month for a long time. So the critical question is, as I shared at the Leader School, is how many times is the ZInzino story being told? By you? How many times are you doing the Omega-6, Omega-3? How many times are you sharing a video with other people? How many times are you inviting them on a Zoom call, right? Those are third parties. So how many times is it being told by you? How many times are you sharing your story, the ZInzino story, the product story, the opportunity story? How many times are you using third-party tools to do that? And then how many times is that being done by someone on your team? Oh, look at that beautiful typo, SOMO, by someone on your team. And the more times the story is being told by you, by a third-party tool, or by people within your organization, the faster your business is going to grow. That's it. And our story is so good. You don't have to hype it. The truth is good enough. We have such an incredible story. So what time is it, Carla? It's a whole nother level time. That's where we are. So I'm going to send it back over to you.
Oh, I absolutely love it, Art. It is so much fun. There's so many notes here, and it gets you just so excited because, you know, business is about when you have a problem and you can solve it. Well, we have a global issue here that's a problem for everybody, and we have the antidote. We have the fix. It takes 1 minute a day or less. I mean, nobody has stuff like that, Art, right?
No, we're the ones going to market with this, and we're solving one of the biggest health challenges that people may not even be aware of that they have. But when they see it, you can't unsee it. You can choose to ignore it. That's up to you, but you can't unsee it.
Well, thank you for sharing this. I think if anybody is seeing this for the first time, they're going to go, I'll never be able to unsee that because now you need to do something about it. We have a responsibility to do something about it. So Art, thank you so much for taking your time, for being here and training all of us. And I'm going to let everybody unmute. And I hope everyone takes this. We're going to a whole nother level. Thanks for
Another level. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Carla, for having me
Art.
on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Art.
Thank you.
Thank you, Art.
Thank you.
Bye.
so much.
Bye. Have a
Thank
good
you, Art.
weekend.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
That's always so fun. Bye, everybody. Have a great Saturday.
Bye.
Bye, Cara.